So what is the IPO system? The IPO system basically just means input-output process. Oh, sorry. Input, process, output. Sorry about that. I said that wrong. So it's input, output, input, process. Why do I keep saying output before process? It's input, process, output. So this is the IPO system, taken from the very first letters IPO. And what does this mean, right? So that means we have inputs, and then we process those inputs in order to get an output. That's the whole IPO system. And that's how we do things in programming, right? So our output could look something like this. So say we have, we just want to perform some basic mathematics, right? We could have two integers right here. I'm going to declare, I'm going to initialize, A to be 5 and initialize B to be 7. Say we just want to add these two values here, right? And so this right here is our input. This can be regarded as our input, right? So allow me to just remove this and just say this is let's just put it somewhere here. Input, process, output. Right? So this here is our input, right? So right here we're going to have our process, right? And then eventually we are going to have our output. Going to have our output eventually. So in our process, we just want to add those values, right? So we are adding the value. We're adding A and B. Right? So in order to do that, we're going to create a, let me just explain this first. So we're going to add A and B together, right? So we can't just do it in this way. We need somewhere to store the results of this equation that we're writing. So in order to store, so you need to now realize something, that when you add two integers together, right, you're always going to get an integer, right? And when you add or when you minus two integers together, you're going to get a integer. So we need to create another variable of type integer that's going to store the results of A plus B. So there we go. We have A. We have int C, right, is equal to A plus B. So I'm creating another variable of a type integer to store the equation A plus B, to store the results of A and B. Right. So now I'm done with my processing. I've added A and B together. Now I can move on and have my output. So system dot out dot print line. And I want to print the result of A plus B. Yeah, so I can say C. I can print C as a variable. Notice that it's not underneath quotation because I want to print the variable itself. I don't want to print the letter C. So first I'm going to do it in this way, and I'm going to show you what happens when we put it underneath quotations. Okay, we have rename. Okay, let's just open up where we stored our file, and it's right here if I'm not mistaken, and there is program 1, and then we're going to open up our CMD, and yeah, right here, copy this pathing and CD into that. Now that we're in there, Java C program underscore 1.java, and there it is. It does not have any errors, so it moves on to the next step. Now we can actually run the program. So Java program underscore 1, right? And there's our answer. Our answer is 12. That is because 5 plus 7 is 12, right? What would happen if we put this underneath quotations? Right? So if we put C underneath quotations, you can pause the video and try to guess what's going to happen, or you can just guess it as I'm going along. What's going to happen is that we're going to get a letter C, because everything underneath quotation is going to be printed out exactly as it is. So that's not what we're looking for. We want to print the variable itself, so we do not put it underneath quotations. What happens if we want to combine? Maybe we want to write the answer is this, right? and actually display the output. So what we can do then is we can put two quotations, and then we say the results are, right? So this is going to get printed out exactly the same. And then at the end, we can add a plus sign, not underneath the quotations, and then have that variable that we would like to print. Right? So this is going to get printed out exactly as it is because it's underneath quotation, and then it's going to add, the variable itself. So the thing that's inside the variable is going to get printed out exactly the same. So in order to run it, we go back to our command prompt and type JavaC program 1 Java. And then if you've forgotten how to run your Java code, just go back to the previous video and just double check that. And then when we run it, we get program 1. Why do we get program 1? That is because we forgot to save. We did not save. So go back to Notepad, save. There it is. Okay, and then run that, and there it is. The results are okay, or the result is, But yeah, hopefully you get the point. Yeah, and I'll see you guys on the next one. That's it for this video here, right? So programming is very simple. Just remember the IPO system. You have inputs, process, outputs.